Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and wow, I thought I had more for that intro, but I didn't. So today's video is going to be all about my travel essentials. If you watch my video or you follow my vlogs, you know that I travel semi-frequently. I'm usually out of town at least once a month, which as a mom, that's kind of a lot because that's like 4 or 5 days that I spend away from the kids. So since I'm a semi-frequent traveler, I've gotten kind of the hang of what I need and what I don't need, and like what I like to have while I'm on an airplane and when I'm traveling and once I get to my hotel and all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through my travel essentials for you guys because a bunch of you requested this video. Now, this isn't gonna be like packing like suitcase and stuff, the stuff that I check, but if you wanna see something like that and how I pack and how I do all of that, let me know because I'd be more than happy to do it. So, of course, top of my list, absolute necessity when I leave to go somewhere is my phone. I cannot go anywhere without my phone. You cannot go anywhere without your phone. You ain't got to lie, Craig. We all know that we're kind of like addicted to the phones, but more than that, my phone always has all of my like flight information, and before I go anywhere, I always check the weather because duh, you need to know what to pack, right? I always check the weather, and I always have my flights on here. So like, the iPhone has your Passbook. I always put my flights inside of my Passbook, so you'll see that I have a bunch of flights there. So I make sure to have my phone on me, of course, always, and I also always make sure that my phone has a game on it. So when I'm on the airplane, there's a lot of stuff I like to do. One of them is not talk to the person next to me. I am not that person. I am so sorry. Please do not try to engage me. Except this one time, this really cute, like 40-ish-year-old guy started talking to me, and I was like, hey boo. But anyway, I like to have a good game on my phone. So lately I've been playing Toy Blast, which is like a puzzle game, and it has a bunch of colors and stuff, and you're trying to help this adorable little girl named Amy try to like get her toys back. And I love children. I love to help the children, so I feel compelled to play the game pretty frequently because I like to help kids. What can I say? I'm a lover. I got a big heart. So anyway, I started playing it a couple weeks ago, and I really thought that like I was super far into the game, but it turns out I suck, and I'm like 30 levels deep, which it's pretty difficult at this point, but apparently there are about 200 levels. So it's actually really fun gameplay. It really helps to pass the time. So I love having an app like that on my phone because it helps to pass the time while I'm on the plane, and I tend to get dizzy, I tend to get headaches, I tend to have a lot of issues when I'm flying, so having a game like that is actually really helpful for me because it helps me to focus, and I am able to sort of distract myself from what I'm doing from the actual flight, from the scent of the airplane. I'm not a big fan of airplane air. It is not good. My baby's here. So a good game on your phone is always vital, okay? And make sure it's not a game that you need to have the internet to play, because I've like rented movies and stuff through through iTunes. You can get Toy Blast through iTunes and Google and Amazon and Facebook, and it's all over the place. But I've rented movies through iTunes before, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie while I'm on the plane. Oh yeah, it's gonna distract me. It's gonna have my head feeling real good. I'm gonna be chuckling, belly laughing on the plane. No, you're not, Sarah. No, you're not, because you don't have internet, and you need internet to watch a rented movie on your... So yeah, lessons learned, right? Don't do that. Learn from me. Now, in addition to games and my tickets and checking the weather and all that, another essential for me is just the bigger version of the iPhone, and it is the iPad. So this is my iPad. Hey now, it's already open to what I needed. This is my iPad, and it's an iPad mini. I pretty much only use it when I'm traveling because I'm surrounded by all kinds of other Apple stuff, but I like to take my iPad because I love to read, and I like to like pleasure read when I'm... Don't get nasty on me. Right now I'm reading a book called Gabriel's Redemption. I mentioned it in my book club in case you guys watched that video. But I mentioned it, and I love to read, and reading is a really great way for me to pass the time. And also on my iPad, I always keep movies. So I always make sure to have a couple movies put onto my iPad before I ever go on a flight. One movie that I have every single time I go on a flight. Like I always put on 3 new movies. I always add 3 new movies. 1 to watch on the way there, and then like 2 to watch on the way back. And also on the way there, I always watch The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Don't ask me why. It's been on my iPad forever. It is now like a tradition. Like, you know how like hockey players and like baseball players and everybody, you know how people won't like shave their face during the playoffs? Yeah, I won't change that movie off of my iPad when I go flying because I'm afraid the world is gonna end if I do at this point. So I always make sure to have that movie on there. And let's move on to some more technology. So I always travel with my Beats headphones. They're kind of annoying because of how big the packaging is and because of how big they are in general. They're pretty huge. I think these are the studio ones. Yeah, these are the studio ones, and the reason that I like them so much is because they are noise canceling. So when I have them on, I cannot hear all the craziness that is happening around me, and it's really beneficial. It really helps my head because it tends to flying tends to give me a lot of like pressure in my head, and everything hurts. So I always make sure to take my headphones with me, and I always make sure that they are fully charged before I go. And in addition to the headphones, I also take my Beats pill everywhere that I go, and I always have this in my carry-on, not because I want to like have a party inside of the airplane, although if you guys want to, you know, if you're ever on a plane with me and you want to have a party, well, let's have a party. But I take it because when I get to like hotels and stuff, I like to blast my music a little bit more, and this one is adorable and tiny and just perfect. Plus it comes with a carrying case, which pretty much means you have to take it places. I also make sure to, you know, take charging cords and stuff every time I go somewhere because duh. Another essential is the selfie stick. So I have a selfie stick. Don't judge me. You want one. You've probably been on Amazon looking at it. Don't judge me. Let me put a link down below, right? Oh, by the way, I'll put a link down below for anything that I'm mentioning. But yeah, I always take a selfie stick. I don't always use it, but sometimes it's just, I mean, it's just nice. This is a little Bluetooth one that I got on Amazon a few months ago, and I like it. It's nice, it's small, it's easy to slip into my bag. So yeah, I have a selfie stick because vanity, I don't know. And then I also make sure to have this little baggie of mine. So in this little bag of mine, in the side of this little bag, I have a couple of like power banks. So this is one from a company I used to work for. I have all of my cords. I have my iPhone cord, my iPad stuff, my Beats stuff. I have all sorts of like little adapters. I have the one for the iPad. I have the other one. I keep all this stuff in here, and I keep lots of them because, you know, I have friends, I see people, and I like to be the person where they're like, hey, do you have a cord so I can charge my phone? I like to be like, you bet I do, you know, because I'm trying to be prepared. Along with that, I also have my Mophis. So this is a old schooler one, right? I got this like 2 years ago probably, and this is the one with 2 ports in it. This, in case you don't know what a Mophie is, it's basically a big giant power bank. So this has 4 full charges, and you can charge 2 things at once, which I really like. And then I have my little baby one. This one also has 4 charges, but it is significantly smaller, way thinner. Like this is like the diet version of this one. And it's pretty cute, but I always have Mophis. I have a backup Mophie for my Mophie, you know what I'm saying? Because in case my headphones, my iPad, my iPhone, in case anything is gonna die, I like to have power banks with me, especially when I'm going to a different city, because you never know what's gonna happen. You never know when your phone's gonna die. You never know when you didn't plug the cord in quite right, you know? So it's really nice to be prepared, and I like to be prepared. Moving right along with some more technology, I always make sure to take my camera. So this is my new vlogging camera that I've been using lately. I mentioned it, I think, in a haul or something probably. So this is the Canon PowerShot G7X with zoom lens. It really shows everything. It might even be a better camera than the one I'm recording on, but it's awesome because it's got like a selfie mode, you know, so I can like see myself and like make sure I look cute and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So really, it's so that I can make sure that I'm in frame and that I don't have lipstick on my teeth. But I really love this camera, and I take it with me everywhere I go. And then we have some of the basics. You do not want to travel without some cash money in your pocket. Depending on where I'm going, I usually take somewhere around 300 bucks because I feel like that is always enough for anything that has ever come up for me. But in addition, because your girl does like to shop, I always take a debit card, and I always take my driver's license. Of course, you can't get on a plane without a driver's license or some form of identification. Now, this is all I take. I don't take anything else. I don't take all my other cards. I don't take all this other stuff because, you know, accidents happen and people do rob people and whatever else. I don't want to lose more than these 2 things. I don't want to lose any other forms of identification. I don't want to lose every single card that I have in my name. So keep it slim and trim. and make sure that you're packing, you know, exactly what you need, nothing more, nothing less. Now, I also like to take a change purse. This one's from ALDO, it's adorable. I usually snap it into my bag, whatever bag I might be taking, it has a little thing on it. And I just pretty much fill this with change, mostly just with quarters, because you never know when you're gonna see like a gumball machine or a tattoo machine or one of those claw games, and girl, you wanna be prepared. Now, some of the other essentials that I make sure to take with me include, but are not limited to, Aleve, because I get headaches and I always pop 2 Aleve right before I get on a plane. I used to take Dramamine and what's the other one? The other one. I used to also take the other one, I forgot what it's called. But they make you super duper tired. Even the less drowsy, non-drowsy kind, like it always makes me so tired. And I can't afford to get off of a plane and be tired, because usually when I'm off of a plane, I'm going directly to some sort of work thing, and I can't be tired, your girl can't be looking sleepy-eyed. So I always make sure to take Aleve because it really helps me in my brain and stuff. It just helps me feel better. I also carry Advil. I also carry a panty liner. I also carry some of my medication. I also carry mints and a hair tie and multiple hand sanitizers, as my children call them. So I always make sure to have this kind of stuff on hand. I also always have something for my lips. I'm not a big like makeup person when I'm traveling. I don't overdo it, and you know, I try not to be putting on too much makeup when I'm on the plane to begin with, but I always have the Vaseline lip therapy with me, or some sort of chapstick. I also always make sure to have, that was hand lotion. I always make sure to have hand lotion with me because the air is super dry. I always have a mirror to make sure that my face is on point. And I carry little miniature deodorant and body spray because obvious reasons, right? And then something that some of you probably potentially have never heard of or seen, because I hadn't, and I'd like to think I wasn't the last person to find out. I also keep Toothy Tabs. Like, these are little toothpaste tabs, basically. They're like little tablets. They kind of look like pills. And this is in the flavor scent Gorilla perfume. So basically this is like a chewable toothpaste. I don't like gum, and sometimes mints don't do it, so I will use one of these. It has like baking soda in it, I think, and so it gets all foamy and stuff, so I do look kind of crazy. It has cream of tartar and spearmint oil and all kinds of craziness. But anyway, it's from Lush, in case you're interested. I do like to keep those on hand just in case I need to brush my teeth, you know what I'm saying? I also always make sure to have a fresh pack of wet ones, because you don't know when you're gonna encounter something that hand sanitizer cannot take care of. And finally, I mean, obviously, I take my Ray-Bans everywhere with me. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I have a million pairs of sunglasses, but I always go back to these ones because they are the only ones that seriously protect my eyes and seriously show off my eyebrows. Yeah, that's right. So finally, the last thing that I always make sure to have with me when I am traveling, like my carry-on kind of thing, is food. Okay, they sell food at the airport, obviously, and I always buy stuff when I get there. Immediately I walk in and I buy water. I mean, as soon as I get through security, I buy Smart Water, and I buy a cranberry juice, cran apple if they have it. But I always make sure to have that on the plane with me, and then I always buy a Starbucks beforehand. So I buy some sort of drink, usually caffeinated, so I'm nice and jittery when I'm on the plane. But I always take this exact bag. This is like my food bag. And inside of it, I always have cashews, a little bag of cashews. Sometimes I pack 2 and I'll stick the other one in my suitcase to eat on the way home. I don't know what it is about cashews in particular, but they always make my head feel better. I always make sure to have some sort of protein bar with me too, so I usually keep a Kind bar inside of the bag because in case you didn't know, I have a lap band, and so I can't eat big meals, but I don't like going long periods of time without eating because it almost guarantees that the next time I eat, I end up throwing up, and I don't like that. So I always make sure to have something nice and small, but chock full of protein inside of my bag in case, you know, sometimes there's delays and whatever else. I also like to keep something sweet inside of it because, you know, I like chocolate. I'm just gonna say it. So I have this Hello, my name is Strawberry Cheesecake chocolate stick. This is from Lindt. And then I also always take beef jerky, and this one is from Target. It's Crave, but it's like a chili lime flavor. But I always take beef jerky for the same reason that I just mentioned, because I like to have protein. I like to have something that is small, easy to eat, and that I can, you know, keep in my bag, but will still make me feel good when I eat it. And then my favorite candy ever to take on a trip with me. They sell it at the airport, so don't worry in case you forgot to buy it. But it is Daryl Lee's soft eating licorice from Daryl Lea. You know what? Australia's soft eating licorice. It's so good. I always get the strawberry flavor because I think it's the best. And I always make sure to have one in my bag. I don't eat this whole bag because it is huge and I feel like it's like a whole pound of licorice and nobody needs that much licorice, okay? Nobody. So that's it. Those are all of my traveling essentials that I make sure to have with me. Now I'm gonna go feed my children something because they're hungry and they keep knocking on the door. And then I'm probably gonna play a little bit of this because if I'm not on level 50 by the time I'm on my flight, then I'm clearly failing at life. Oh, and if you guys wanna get the app, I'll leave the link down below. You should totally check it out. It's a pretty fun game. Kind of addictive though, so watch your back, Jack. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!